Now it's time to see who has the heart.
If you put your effort and concentration into playing to your potential, to be the best you can be, I don't care what the scoreboard says at the end of the game, in my book, we're going to be winners.
This is your fight. Now go out there and take it.
Everybody grabbing out there. Nobody tackle. Just grab it, everybody. Grab. Nobody tackle.
Welcome to Applebee's Tailgate Talk, live from Applebee's Neighborhood Grill on Highway 72 East in Athens, just off I-65. Don't go away. Applebee's Tailgate Talk is next. Come see all your friends at Applebee's in Athens, Highway 72 West, just off I-65. 12 minutes guaranteed or it's free, Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. 7 items to choose from. Can't make it for lunch? Visit them for happy hour, 3 p.m. to 7 p.m. or late night. Half-price appetizers with beverage purchase, 6 appetizers to choose from. One of your favorite teams is sure to be playing on the big screen, too. See you tomorrow at Applebee's Neighborhood Grill, Highway 72 Athens, just off I-65. Daily & Son Car Care is Ardmore's only one-stop auto repair and tire shop. Whether it's major mechanic or brake work or routine maintenance like an oil change or lube job, Daily & Son Car Care has been satisfying customers all over with their fast and friendly service. They're also your headquarters for quality Cooper tires. Stop by and see Wayne, Nikki, or Dale at 25600 Main Street in Ardmore, Tennessee, or call them at 931-427-4651. They're on Facebook, too. Daily & Son Car Care, open Monday through Friday, 7:30 till 5, and Saturday, 7:30 till noon.
When it comes to the Wi-Fi in your home, are you in control? Manage your Wi-Fi with the ATC Control app. ATC can help you get the best Wi-Fi experience. Prioritize your laptop while you work from home, or prioritize your streaming devices to enjoy your favorite shows. Ready for a better Wi-Fi experience? Visit ATC's website at www.ardmore.net to download the free ATC Control app today. Certain equipment and or services may be required. ATC is an equal opportunity employer and provider.
When things go wrong, State Farm is here to help life go right. And Agent Michael Howell is the one who can help get things back on track. See Michael for your auto, home, life, health, property, and business insurance, and be ready for those unexpected twists that life throws at you. Ask about banking and annuities, too. Call State Farm Agent Michael Howell at 232-5400. Visit him online at michaelhowell.net or go see him at 903 South Clinton Street in Athens. State Farm Agent Michael Howell. There when things go wrong, here to help life go right. PASnetwork.net. It's now your gateway to the Play Action Sports Network. Whether it's Play Action Sports coverage of school, youth, and amateur sports from Athens and Limestone County, or Calhoun basketball, James Clemens Sports, and Applebee's Tailgate Talk via PAS Plus. PASnetwork.net. Follow the links to download apps to hear live streams and podcasts, enable Alexa skills, or listen live on your computer. Covering Athens and Limestone County area sports, PASnetwork.net.
Hey, this is Will Johnson, head football coach at East Limestone, and you're listening to Applebee's Tailgate Talk.
Good Saturday morning, everyone, and welcome to Applebee's Tailgate Talk. We are live in studio here. Man over there jumping around, celebrating like he just started the show, dude. I know it's cool.
Yeah.
Tom McClung here, old time, getting alongside Tojo J. Vassar, producer extraordinaire Tim Lambert, and we're live. Again, we're live.
And in living color.
In living color. Applebee's Tailgate Talk here. Tom McClung, old Tomcat, alongside Tojo J. Vassar, I just said that, and producer extraordinaire Tim Lambert. We've got a great show lined up for you. Special guest coming today, Jay Paterno. Yes, if you recognize the last name, the son of the legend Joe Paterno, author of the book Blitzed, and will be joining us today, and he will give us the latest on the House versus the NCAA settlement. I don't know if you would call it a lawsuit, but it's a settlement. Whatever. And with it concerning the NIL, correct, guys?
Yeah.
All right. And so
it's supposed to be like profit sharing, I think.
Profit sharing? Yeah. Oh, it is? Okay, yeah. Gotcha. And we'll have our main stage. Clay Coleman will join us, and AP Steadham will join us. Love talking to those guys. It's been a while for me. I was out last week. Apologize for that, but I got a question to y'all here. We've got if you don't follow Calhoun sports, ladies and gentlemen, start following it. It's collegiate sports here in Limestone County. Yes, it's JUCO, but it's still, hey, some of the greatest folks we see in the NCAA Elite Eight had their day in JUCO this year. I mean, in their career. So Calhoun is starting up their soccer program, and we will have the men's head coach, Felix. Is it Obilo?
I believe that's the way.
Obilo? Hey.
There you go.
There we go.
Chalk one up for you.
And there you go. And
that's the way I'd say it anyway.
And the women's coach, one of the Brat Pack members, Andrew McCartney.
Former coach at Athens. We just now figured it out. Tim told us this morning.
No, it's not one of the Brat Packs. It would be Andrew McCarthy. So, was he in? Which one was he? He's in Pretty and he wasn't in Pretty and Pink. Okay.
Hold on. Let me get my research
He was in what's that place where that show? A Weekend at Bernie's. Wasn't he in Weekend at Bernie's?
Maybe.
Yeah, and he was in class with Rob Lowe. Rob Lowe. Yeah. Todd Lowe. Rob Lowe. Yeah. So, anyways, that's not him. This is Andrew McCartney, who used to coach soccer at Athens, and
he was in Mannequin.
That's
St. Elmo's Fire.
Yes, he was St. Elmo's Fire. Where you at, Leg? You're supposed to hurry up and get here so we can talk about this 80s stuff, man.
Weekend at Bernie's and Weekend at Bernie's 2.
Okay. I never saw Weekend at Bernie's 2.
I ain't either.
Somebody post and let us know if it's any count. I'll watch it if it's any good. We'll also have Lindsay Lane Booster Club. Is he president or representative of Marc Courville?
Yeah, I'm not exactly sure. We can ask him.
We can ask him when he gets on the phone. And the Rocket City Trash Pandas media relations, Chris Harris. Is he new or he's brand new?
He was the replacement for Logan Baranda.
So
who is now covering the Gwinnett Stripers of the Atlanta Braves, which Logan is a Mets fan.
Really? Boy, that's what I'm talking like, taking one for the team just to get a job.
Yeah. I'd like to get Logan on, Tim. We can talk to him about the Braves getting these old-timers back. Jesse Chavez and Craig Kimbrell. And they're all reporting to Gwinnett where Logan is.
Really?
Yeah, so.
As long as Chipper don't come back.
Well,
they hated Chipper.
That ain't going to happen.
Ooh, he owned the Mets, especially in crunch time. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, look for us on Facebook at Applebee's Tailgate Talk and on Instagram or X at Tailgate Talk AL. Visit us online at tailgatetalk.net to get scores and archives of past shows. You can also vote on this week's Athlete of the Week poll and enter nominations for future polls, as well as find the links to download the PAS Plus app for your Android or iOS devices. Follow the Tailgate Talk podcast on iTunes, Amazon, Pandora, iHeart, and other popular platforms. Hear us on your Alexa device by saying, Alexa, open PAS Plus. You can call or text us during the show at 256-812-1TGT, 256-812-1848. Somebody text us and let us know if that Weekend at Bernie's 2 is any count.
I'm sure it is.
It's just, some remakes are
You can probably catch it on Tubi or something like
probably
that.
On Tubi,
I find it somewhere on Prime, Tubi, or Paramount Plus.
Where you ain't got to pay for it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Our call-in guests come in via the First National Bank hotline, making communities great. All right. Anything we need to talk about before we toss it over to producer extraordinaire?
I don't guess so. Probably anything we might talk about, we'd talk about with AP.
Absolutely.
Too, so.
Yeah.
That's right. Well, I tell you what, let's toss it over to producer extraordinaire Tim Lambert for
Scores and more.
All righty. Baseball yesterday, Gadsden State defeated Calhoun 6-3, and I believe that was 2 games that Calhoun dropped to them. Maybe I can't remember.
Is that at home or down there?
That was there.
Okay.
I think. Now the softball team also played Gadsden State, so one was here, one was there.
My cousin plays with Gadsden State.
Oh, so. Cool.
Elkmont defeated Oakman 15-5, and then lost to Lauderdale County 5-1. James Clemens fell to South Hills 5-3, but then came back to beat South Elgin 5-2. So they're playing up at Tennessee in a tournament. Soccer, James Clemens had zeros on the brain there, shutouts. The varsity boys beat Scottsboro 2-0. JV boys won 1-0. The varsity girls played Huntsville to a 0-0 tie, and then the JV Lady Jets defeated Huntsville 3-0. Softball, Calhoun swept Gadsden State 9-3 and 7-4, and West Limestone beat Belvedere North 4-1 and beat Dunlap 4-2. And where are they playing?
It was in Murfreesboro at a Riverdale Warrior Classic up there. That's where a bunch of teams there. They play for 3 or 4 weeks, and you just pay to go up there and say, hey, look, we want to stay a week. We want to play 4 games. We want to play 5. We want to play 6. And we got to play some team. West Limestone got to play some. I keep thinking about my girls. So they got to play some teams.
It's okay,
Illinois and,
Coach. It's okay.
No, it's not. Apologize to everybody at Clemens High School. All right. But yeah, man, it was some really good competition. But here's the kicker. Teams in Illinois, Indiana, guys, you can't play in the 8th, 7th, 8th, 9th grade on varsity level there. You got to be in 10th grade.
Wow.
So that guy asked me, what grade is your daughter? She's an 8th grader. No way. How can y'all do that? So they do it like that in Alabama. So
that's a break for Lucy.
Well, there's a lot more kids up there than there is
sure
around Good Springs and Cairo.
But you know what, too, though, guys? They had to play small ball to win yesterday.
Really?
This week. They've been hitting a lot of home runs, a lot.
Yeah.
Winning, beating Catholic, beating their area teams, scoring 18, 19, 20 runs.
Yeah.
And when you drop down to 4, you had to play small ball, which was my little one loves playing small, loves to bunt, loves to do stuff like that, to win games like that. Man, she finally got to do a little bit more for the team than she usually gets to do.
That's awesome. But I love when a coach decides you got to play small ball, and the fact that the team can execute it. Yeah, it's a lost art, and I love it when the major leaguers have to break it out occasionally.
Yeah. I met a guy from Indiana, and we were talking about his daughter. She's a catcher, and I said, you're a Notre Dame fan, Indiana fan? He goes, no, man, actually.
Creighton.
What are you? I said, well, I like the Crimson Tide, man. He goes, well, you're not going to like me too much. I said, why? He goes, my daughter just signed to play softball at Auburn. Said,
Really?
No, man. I'm not that guy, man. But I said, congratulations. You need to move to Alabama now, somewhere, because he works for Rogers Corporation, which
Rogers Group or
Rogers Group. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I said, man, move to Birmingham. It's an hour, a little bit over an hour to get down there, man. Go.
Yeah.
Move to Alabama since your daughter's down there.
Wow. There's Rogers Group quarry up. There's a lot of Rogers Group quarries around here. One in Muscle Shoals.
That's right. He said that the Malvos, which is the new husband and wife, man, they're struggling a little bit now, the guys, but man,
it's their first year,
and they got to get their people in.
Yes.
Did you see where Mississippi State, Morgan, and them beat Texas last night?
Yeah.
She had a home run.
Yeah.
So, good for her.
Well, next week, as far as the more part goes, we'll be talking with Limestone County Sports Hall of Fame class. We'll be talking about that, the upcoming class. Barry Devine will be coming in talking to us.
One dog.
And A.T. Dougherty will be coming in and talking to us, too.
He is in San Diego.
Yeah. That's why he
went to
couldn't.
The Braves game.
Really?
Yeah.
That's why he couldn't come in this week.
Well, he's athletic director of Calhoun, too.
Yeah,
right?
I invited him to come in and talk, but he said, I'll come in next week. And then upcoming will be live at Cars and Bikes on the Square as well. So
I hope it's a good
car show.
Tim Walls walking back there behind at the motel.
Tim Walls.
Yeah.
Golly.
Watch out, he'll beat you up.
Hey. I think Barry.
Watch out for the restrooms.
Barry would have been here this week too, but he's in Cincinnati.
Not Missouri.
Not Missouri.
Either one.
Not Colorado.
I'm anxious to hear who's in the new class.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Hawaii. But that Scores and More brought to you by P4 Physical Therapy, delivering world-class outpatient care with a purpose. Visit them on Facebook or online at p4physicaltherapy.com.
So when does West play in that area?
Area.
Area.
Guys, you got to understand this. This is not just said by happenstance. This is one of my favorite people in the whole world, one of the greatest coaches ever, Coach Hal Merle. That's the way he talked. and you listened to it and you respected it. It wasn't because Coach Merle didn't like it when you would do him like that. But it was Area, it was Cincinnati, and it was Missouri.
That's great. Well, we're going to leave y'all with that thought.
And it was North and South Carolina.
Yeah.
That's right.
We're going to leave you with those thoughts while we take a break. But never fear, we'll be right back in just a little while. You're listening to Applebee's Tailgate Talking WKAC Big 1080.
P4 Therapy is an outpatient provider offering community-based care with a unique partnership model that allows them to consistently deliver world-class outpatient care, emphasizing personalized hands-on treatment. Whether it's orthopedic, physical, geriatric, or manual therapy, sports or neuro rehab, telehealth, or most any type of muscle or joint pain, P4 Physical Therapy promises to treat you with integrity, compassion, faithfulness, and selflessness. Locations in northern Alabama and southern Tennessee. Look for them on Facebook or online at p4physicaltherapy.com.
What is community? I'm First National Bank Student Advisory Board member Elena Warden from West Limestone High School. And to me, community is supporting those who connect us. First National Bank proudly supports our neighbors, businesses, schools, and organizations to make Limestone County a great place to live and work. First National Bank, making communities great, member FDIC.
Timeout. Remember, we're a team that plays together. Listen, the winning will take care of itself. We just have to get everyone involved.
In interscholastic sports, we celebrate what makes every one of us unique. And in the pursuit of a common goal, everyone in the huddle, in the bleachers, and in the community comes together. This message presented by the AHSAA and the Alabama High School Athletic Directors and Coaches Association.
Now on a platform near you, the only year-round weekly podcast covering the Huntsville Havoc, the Wreakin' Havoc podcast. News, interviews, and more. Dropping every Thursday, we'll just reek of the Huntsville Havoc. Check us out on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, and listen, follow, and subscribe on your favorite platform via the PAS Plus app and online at wreakinhavoc.com.
Hi, this is former Auburn safety Rob Tate, and you're listening to Applebee's Tailgate Talk.
Welcome back to Applebee's Tailgate Talk, ladies and gentlemen. Tom McClung here, Old Tomcat, alongside Tojo J. Vassar, Coach Clint Legg, producer extraordinaire Tim Lambert, and we have on the Via First National Bank hotline, making communities great. Ladies and gentlemen, it's baseball season. Opening day has already happened, and the majors is coming up here.
Friday night
for the Trash Pandas. April 4th, home opener, and we have our brand new Rocket City Trash Pandas media relations guy, Chris Harris, on the phone. Hey, Chris, welcome to the show, man.
Hey, good morning. How are you guys doing this morning?
We're good. How'd you like that introduction, dude? Wasn't that like... it's not Sports Center, but it ain't bad. I'm just saying.
Not bad at all. Not bad at all.
Good. So what do we got coming up as far as what expectations with the Trash Pandas? We got
meet and greet today.
Meet and greet today?
Yeah,
we do. Team, I tell you what, this will be my 15th season in minor league baseball, and this is always an exciting, busy, chaotic, fun time of the year when we're still trying to figure out exactly who's going to be on the team to start the year. And today, with the great fan base that we have here, the team's flying in from Arizona. And I've always said that you never know who's going to get off that plane and off the bus that's going to start out at your affiliate. So looking forward to see the guys. Usually after about a month and a half of being out in Arizona, although the weather out there is wonderful this time of year, they're usually ready to get out of there and start to play some meaningful games and play in front of fans, because the games they play out there are played on backfields where there are chain link fences and no fans. So it's always an exciting time. Yeah.
Now, I just came back from Jupiter, Florida, and it's just the opposite, dude, because they play to packed stadium.
Well, I mean,
of course, it's St. Louis.
Backfields behind those where they do instructional.
Oh, I got you. I see where you're going with that. My bad. Sorry about that. I'm like, man, you can't get a hotel room down there hardly during spring training time.
No. You can, and of course, a lot of the guys that'll be with us, have been a part of some of those games this year. But once that big league roster starts to whittle down to about 30 or so, they they end up back there on those backfields. But we're excited today for 3 o'clock. The team's supposed to be rolling into town, and you can be just like me and try to figure out who exactly is getting off that bus today.
That's awesome.
So it looks like maybe Christian Moore may be starting with the big league, right? Is that true?
No. You know what? I'm not making a true expectation, but I would be kind of surprised if he's not with us to start the year.
Oh, okay.
I think the Angels are one organization. Of course, Perry Menizian has never shied away of being aggressive with his players and with pushing them to where they need to be. But I think for Christian Moore, when you see the talent, I think defensively has some areas to build on, to work on. And, this AA level is where you can learn the most. AAA is more of I've always called it a cesspool of, your 35-year-old guys that are just kind of place fillers. And these guys in AA, every day they're going to work every day and trying to get better. And not that they're not in AAA, but this just offers a better opportunity to be with guys that are more his age and really to be able to hone in on some of his things that he needs to work on. And obviously for us, he has an incredible bat. So should be fun to watch as long as he's here.
Well, I hope so. That'll segue right into his bobblehead night Tuesday night.
Absolutely.
A week from Tuesday.
Right.
So.
That's right.
You're saying those AA guys maybe just a little bit more hungry than AAA? Is that it, or they just?
That's a good way to say it. Yeah, I think so. Not that the guys in AAA aren't, but it sort of is. You go in one of those locker rooms and it's a much more cerebral place, whereas in this locker room in AA, you've got a lot of, I'll use your word, hungry guys who are eager to get to work at 12, 1 o'clock every day and be around guys that are more their age.
That's good.
Chris, how does it feel to be back in Huntsville?
It's been a very unique experience in a extremely positive way. I spent the last 7 years with the Atlanta Braves organization and thoroughly enjoyed every minute of it. And when the relocation happened, I give Garrett Fairman and Josh Carey a ton of credit. They never let up in recruiting me to come back to Huntsville and the Tennessee Valley. I'm originally from West Tennessee. Got my start with the AA Mariners affiliate, West 10 and then Jackson. So spent a ton of time playing the Huntsville Stars.
Yeah.
But I always loved coming here. And then obviously my next adventure was with the Biloxi Shuckers. I sort of
the Shuckers.
Which is sometimes can be a 4-letter word around here, which I totally understand. But I really fell in love with this area coming to visit it, and I knew the possibilities. Joe Davis Stadium was such an antiquated ballpark, and you knew that it wasn't going to last forever there. But you knew the potential of baseball here. You knew how much people love baseball. One of the people I really got to meet early in my career that I loved getting to talk to was Don Mincher. He was the president of the Southern League, and he really instilled in me a lot of what I have passion for this level and player development and to have an opportunity to get here and I tell you what, I mean, coming from the outside perspective, and of course I came here as a visitor to play the Trash Pandas, but this is the precedent in minor league baseball, what the Rocket City Trash Pandas have going. And so, it's exciting to be back here. It's exciting to be able to grow professionally here and work with, such incredible, passionate, creative people. And, it's exciting to be here. On a personal note, I lost my dad back in February.
Oh, wow.
But he was so excited that I was going to be closer to home in Tennessee and to be here. And so it's been a rocky road here in some ways, but it's been wonderful too.
Well, I tell you what, brother, I can commiserate with you because I lost my dad February of last year. So it's losing moms and dads suck, but we know that we carry on everything that they instilled in us, and that's a good thing.
Absolutely.
Well, now talking about creativity and bobbleheads and that kind of thing, the email that I got earlier this week, you've got a guy coming in to head up the promotions and entertainment that's actually got a basketball background.
I'm just going to call him Morris. I'm not going to. He is from near Tokyo, Japan, and I didn't really know a ton about him until he got here and had heard a little bit of his background. But you hear about the stars on the field. Well, this guy is a star off the field, and his creativity. I mean, it was so interesting to hear about. In 2011, he went viral for dribbling a basketball for 230 miles. He started in Tokyo, dribbled all the way to the side of the tsunami, and raised thousands of dollars for tsunami relief in Japan. And he was able to work in Lehigh Valley with a team there, and then he's worked for different professional basketball teams in Japan. And I tell you what, he is a really incredible person, and I think fans will enjoy his extra creativity on some of the entertainment you see between innings and just at different games.
When I see where he's kind of going to do, is the anime night a new promotion, or is he bringing that over with him?
Yeah, it's new for us. That'll be on April the 10th. We'll wear those Japanese anime jerseys, and of course, one thing I've really enjoyed about talking with him is he's a basketball junkie, but of course Japan, they are passionate about baseball. So, it's going to be, and then there's a Japanese community here, and that's one thing I always enjoy about, being able to translate to different cultures and communities, because baseball is such a world game. How it's become basically.
And you mentioned it, man. If you think North Alabama, the Huntsville area, is your old redneck area type, I don't know portrayal of what the South is, you're wrong. Because this Huntsville area is a melting pot of nationalities, and there is a. Hey, if you don't believe it, go hit some balls out there at Madison Golf Center.
Yeah.
You'll find out real quick.
Yeah.
There are other nationalities and countries that have a lot that have people over here.
Sure.
Chris, I know you filled in some for Chris Stewart doing some Alabama basketball back in Christmas time area. Was that right?
I did some women's basketball for Alabama, and then Roger Hoover, who he was a colleague of mine in the Southern League. He was the broadcaster for Jacksonville when they were in the Southern League, and he's got me over there to do some baseball and some basketball. And one of the things I enjoyed about being when I was in Jackson, Mississippi, I did a lot of ESPN Plus games over at Mississippi State and Ole Miss, Southern Miss, UL Monroe, and I tell you what, college basketball is a ton of fun, and of course, right now with March Madness going on, it's a heck of a lot of fun with what's going on with the two teams here in Alabama.
Absolutely.
So we got Meet the Team today.
Yep.
Remind us a little bit about what's going on with that, and then first game next
Friday night. Friday night, April 4th.
Yep. Team will be rolling in around 3:00. Of course, anybody who has traveled in 2024, 25 knows that sometimes flights can be a little off. So keep an eye on our social media channels today. But right around 3:00, they're supposed to arrive at the ballpark from the airport, and just really. There's really nothing structured necessarily, just over here by the VIP entrance at the ballpark. That's where guys will be dropped off, and just to give these guys a welcome, because most places that have minor league teams, when the players arrive, it's usually just walk in and here's where you're going to be playing this year, and here's where your car's been delivered, and that's it. But to have have some fans there that are really happy to see you. You know, that's really what sets this place apart from many others. And then yeah, we have opening night on Friday night, and we'll have fireworks Friday night, Saturday night. And then you mentioned the Christian Moore bobblehead next Tuesday as well. So lots of promotions. Head on over to trashpandasbaseball.com. Get your tickets, tptix.com, and should be a lot of fun. I know Friday night is heading towards a sellout, so we'd love to sell out those, especially first 2 nights of the year.
If you're coming in from Huntsville, that new exit ramp is open too.
It sure is.
Oh yeah, I used that for the first time yesterday, and it's nice. I can tell you, even coming in here as a visitor, that ramp being open makes a world of difference too.
What about the one that'll take you west on 565? Is that the one you're talking about?
Yeah,
that's open now?
It's open.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
I knew the one exiting off as you're going east was open. I didn't realize the other one was open yet, so that's good.
Yep. The west one opened last weekend.
Awesome. Chris, thank you so much for joining us, man. This won't be the last time, we hope. And
man, no.
We look forward to, we usually do a remote once a year, at least once, unless we can talk producer into more out there at the stadium.
Well,
hey, we'll see you out there. We'll see you out there some games, buddy.
Absolutely.
Perfect. We'll call anytime. Never be a stranger.
Thanks, Chris. Appreciate
Chris.
you, man.
You got it.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, live on the First National Bank Hotline, making communities great. Chris Harris, Rocket City Trash Pandas Media Relations, and it's good to get that young man back into town. Absolutely. Time to take a break. You're listening to Applebee's Tailgate Talk on WKAC, the Big 1080.
Hear Applebee's Tailgate Talk anywhere you go by downloading the PAS Plus app for your Android or iPhone. We'll be back with more after this. If your place on the water needs some attention, call BP Riverworks. Boathouses, docks, seawalls, and repairs. Call Baron Pugh at 251-200-2273 or Tracer Pugh at 256-206-7097. BP Riverworks. Licensed and insured, 251-200-2273 or 256-206-7097.
Limestone Drug, located on the square in downtown Athens, is your local Health Mart pharmacy. As your local Health Mart pharmacy, Limestone Drug is locally owned and has a personal commitment to the community. Limestone Drug honors prescription drug plans, including Medicare. They accept flex spending cards and fill prescriptions in minutes, not hours. Limestone Drug knows there's nothing more important than your family's well-being. So shop Limestone Drug at 200 West Market Street in Athens. Your local Health Mart pharmacy. Limestone Drug, caring for you and about you.
Come see all your friends at Applebee's in Athens, Highway 72 West, just off I-65. 12 minutes guaranteed or it's free Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. 7 items to choose from. Can't make it for lunch? Visit them for happy hour, 3 p.m. to 7 p.m. or late night. Half-price appetizers with beverage purchase, 6 appetizers to choose from. One of your favorite teams is sure to be playing on the big screen, too. See you tomorrow at Applebee's Neighborhood Grill, Highway 72 Athens, just off I-65. Keep up with local school, travel, youth, and amateur sports throughout the week with a Play Action Sports Update. Listen weekday mornings at 7:30 and weekday afternoons at 1:30 and 3:30 as we bring you the latest scores, news, and announcements from Limestone County and surrounding communities. That's the Play Action Sports Update 3 times a day, Monday through Friday on 1080 WKAC.
Hey, this is Matt Smith, head coach at Tanner High School, and you're listening to Applebee's Tailgate Talk.
Welcome back to Applebee's Tailgate Talk, ladies and gentlemen. Live from via the First National Bank Hotline, once again, making communities great. We have Marc Courville, Lindsay Lane Booster Club representative with us. Now, Marc, you have to give me a title. Are you president, representative, treasurer, secretary?
Well, man, I was fortunately I was selected to be the golf tournament chairman this year.
Okay, then.
So I'll take whatever title they give.
Golf tournament chairman. That's easy to remember. Easy to write down anyway. Of course, I'll misspell it and I'll call it wrong later.
Well, at a small school, you got to wear more than one hat.
More than one hat. That's the truth. Absolutely.
Yeah, I'm honored to be helping them out. It's a great opportunity, and we're excited about the tournament.
Excellent. Tell us about it. What date is it? I guess the proceeds will be going to Lindsay Lane Athletic Boosters.
That's correct. The tournament is April 4th. We have an 8 a.m. shotgun start, so registration will start about 7:30. And Southern Gales has helped us out. They're hosting the tournament there, so we are all ready to go. We're signing up teams as we speak. We have a deadline, which is Monday, so we have to have some paperwork turned into the golf club and to the insurance companies by the end of the day, Monday. So we're still accepting sponsorships and registrations as we speak until Monday at the end of day.
Okay.
Now you say paperwork, you can do it online, though, I'm assuming, too.
That's correct. So llcaboosterclub.com. You go there, you should be able to see the golf tournament, and you can sign up there. And when you sign up there, we'll get the paperwork in, and we'll get the teams registered. And, we're always kind of known as we take pride in being known as the golf tournament has the really good prizes. So we just kind of invite everybody to come out, join us and maybe win some of those good prizes that we have.
And you say you're taking entrance up to Monday, is that it?
That's correct.
Okay,
yeah. So we have to turn paperwork into the insurance company. They have to have the number of players.
Right.
The tournament's Friday, but I think they've got to get all the insurance paperwork settled out. So we have some insurance policies on some prizes that we have. So we just have to get all that turned into those guys.
So what kind of prizes have you got?
So, we have a Jimmy Smith is going to if someone gets a hole-in-one on a par 3, they'll win I think whatever vehicle that Jimmy Smith has out there on the hole. So that's what we have to get the insurance policy out for. So that's a good prize in itself. So we're going to have we hope to have some of the new TaylorMade QI 35 driver. It'll be a raffle prize along with some Scotty Cameron putters. We've got some gift cards from Salty Cod. I think we're getting some from UG White and in some other places. And we're going to have, golf balls, for the third place finishers, and the first and second place finishers will be cash. Be some good cash prizes.
Cash prize.
Ain't nothing
wrong with that at all.
Yeah, not at all. I think that's the easiest way to do it for us and them.
So, Mark, how many teams you got signed up so far?
Right now we have 13 registered. We probably have room for 5 more teams. So, if someone can get in there and squeeze in there in those next 5 teams, before Monday, we will be happy to have them.
Gotcha. And what is the entry fee again for everybody listening?
The entry fee is $640 per team, $640 per team.
Okay.
That includes a T-shirt, a tournament T-shirt with a little gift bag, and 18 holes. And we also have some sponsorship opportunities. If someone wants to sponsor a hole, we have hole sponsorships available. We have a prize table sponsorship available, and we have some banner listing sponsorships available too. So they can see all that on the llcaboosterclub.com. Once they go to the golf tournament, they can see all of the opportunities they have to sponsor or register a team.
Gotcha. What's your top prize, winning prize?
Top prize is $1,200.
Woo!
We're going to give $1,200 cash to the top team. So second place, we're looking at around $640, and and then the third place prize, we've got the new TaylorMade TPX5 golf balls. Each player will get a dozen of those at the winning team.
Cool.
So we're trying to get all the prizes together this week, and we'll have them ready. And we're excited about hosting. I hope the weather cooperates. And springtime, everyone's excited about golf. You've got the Masters around the corner, and we're excited to be out there hosting this.
Yep, Masters around the corner. Hoping the Bermuda comes in soon. The warm weather and rain.
I know this coming week they're having the women's amateur there. So
at Augusta. At Augusta. Oh
yeah.
Wow.
So, but yeah. Hopefully, get everybody signed up by Monday and get out there and play. It's Southern Gale's great golf course.
When do you get Coach Legg a set of left-handed clubs, man?
I got a set.
You got a set? Really? Yeah. You play?
Yeah, I do. I ain't got time for that stuff, man. I don't do like Jay does. I got to do stuff every once in a while.
Oh, man.
Hey, I got a quick question. Now, the money from this golf tournament, what's it going towards? I mean, what are you guys wanting to do out there at Lindsay Lane?
Well, first thing I do want to say is that we have a great booster club, and the school's growing, and and with that, the athletic programs are growing too. and we're just trying to keep up with its growth. And all this money goes to the athletic programs. Baseball. Hopefully we have a JV football team, so hopefully in the near future we'll have a varsity football team. The softball programs, the volleyball. This just all helps every program out. We have some great people that help out. This school we moved here about 3 years ago, and the school was growing, but in the last 3 years it's just grown so much. We just try to help the athletics programs out, keep them, their head above water so they can compete in their classifications.
And got a great guy as a new head schoolmaster, Robbie Parker. Robbie done a great job at the places he's been, Coach Bob Jones. So he's ready for some varsity football out there at Lindsay Lane, I know for sure.
Man, I cannot tell you how excited we are to have Mr. Parker with us. It's just going to be, we have great things on the horizon for Lindsay Lane. And when we were able to get Mr. Parker, it's just, it was like the icing on the cake. So that was just, to me, that was a grand slam hire. That's what I go around. I don't use that term loosely. I just think that was a grand slam hire for Lindsay Lane.
Well, you talk about the headmaster, the outgoing guy, has a son that's an All-American.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw that. Tommy has had a lasting impression. You can't be around Lindsay Lane long without hearing about Tommy Murr. So, when we moved here, and I told some friends from where we moved from, that are, all across the state, that we moved to we're sending our kids to Lindsay Lane. They ask about Tommy Murr, so. So that was exciting to see him. And I do also want to say, what Steve Murr's done for the school is, we couldn't have a better guy in him either. So he just helped the school grow so much, and just have been a good man of faith. And we were honored to have him, and we're excited for the things that are going to happen for Mr. Murr as well.
That's good. Well, brother, thank you so much, Mark, for joining us.
Thanks, man.
Thanks a lot. Best of luck on the golf tournament.
Yep, sounds good. You guys have a good day.
All right, you too, buddy. Thank you so much.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's time to take another break. I missed something there. Anyway, it's time to take another break. Y'all come see us out here at Applebee's right now. We'll be going until noon, and the doors open at 11 o'clock. And so y'all come see us. It's time to take a break. You're listening to Applebee's Tailgate Talk. Your KAC, the Big 1080.
While others have come and gone, the Lion's Den Gym has been roaring as a workout and exercise fixture in Athens, growing from its humble basement beginnings in 1981 to their current 10,000 square foot location at 212 Commercial Drive in Athens. The Lion's Den offers 24/7 access to their ever-expanding equipment collection that includes treadmills and climbers, elliptical trainers, stationary bikes, loose weights and dumbbells, and over 45 different weight machines. Contact the Lion's Den Gym about a membership today at 256-652-2627. Visit them online at lionsdengym.com or on Facebook. The Lions Den Gym, 256-652-2627. When things go wrong, State Farm is here to help life go right. And Agent Michael Howell is the one who can help get things back on track. See Michael for your auto, home, life, health, property, and business insurance, and be ready for those unexpected twists that life throws at you. Ask about banking and annuities, too. Call State Farm Agent Michael Howell at 232-5400. Visit him online at michaelhowell.net or go see him at 903 South Clinton Street in Athens. State Farm Agent Michael Howell. There when things go wrong, here to help life go right.
For screen printing, sign printing, banners, logo design, and more, look no further than That Shirt Printing Place. Located at 709 North Jefferson Street in Athens. Call 256-444-1827. That Shirt Printing Place. Visit them online at thatshirtprintingplacellc.com. Look for them on Facebook too. That Shirt Printing Place. 256-444-1927. That Shirt Printing Place.
PASnetwork.net. It's now your gateway to the Play Action Sports Network. Whether it's Play Action Sports coverage of school, youth, and amateur sports from Athens and Limestone County, or Calhoun basketball, James Clemens Sports, and Applebee's Tailgate Talk via PAS Plus. PASnetwork.net. Follow the links to download apps to hear live streams and podcasts, enable Alexa skills, or listen live on your computer. Covering Athens and Limestone County area sports, PASnetwork.net.
This is Roman Coleman, former University of Alabama football player and 1992 national champion, and you're listening to Applebee's Tailgate Talk.
When you're born in this world, you're given a ticket to the freak show.
So you're a control freak?
It's just a freak show anyway.
Welcome back to Applebee's Tailgate Talk. Ladies and gentlemen, you've heard the intro. You know him, you love him. Clay Coleman, the Freak Daddy one himself. How you doing, brother?
Doing good. How are you guys doing?
Man, we doing well. I'm happy to be back. It feels like I haven't been here in a while, but
I thought maybe they'd let you go or something.
No, they'd fire me and rehire me for lower wages. Maybe, but
Doe's got a hold of it.
Doe's get rid of me to bring me back. As it's expensive for county.
I understand that.
Man, we're so glad the Havoc are off the snide, man. 3 in a row and pick up a big one last night.
Technically, it was 6.
Yeah.
It was rough. I mean, even to count the road games, 3 home in a row and the 6, and it just a mental thing. I don't know. I've talked to people and talked to the players, and it was just a mental. They lost Cole Reginato. He can't go into. They don't want to talk about the injuries, but he was out and possibly could be back for playoffs, depending on how he's healing up. But when you don't have that guy on the ice that can kind of regulate things, and like last night got really, really chippy with Evansville and both the Procopio brothers jumping in with fights back to back, and they just they needed that. It was they could have lost. They were only 4 points ahead of third place, so you don't want to slide and lose anymore. So they needed that, and it just when you're at home and you lose at home, it's just a different feeling.
Yeah.
And I think the fans were still supportive, but it was not good there for a little bit. So
looked like the Hanson brothers. Looked like the Hanson brothers over in that penalty box.
Blood coming out of their ears. Tape over the glasses.
Yeah, it started getting full last night for sure.
Man.
And it was like, there was a bunch of fights, but they were quick ones,
Yeah, the refs were stepping in, and I get that. They want to protect and keep them from getting too crazy or whatever. But I think that if the way it was going last night, they had to break in, or there wouldn't have been anybody left on the ice.
Yeah.
It was filling up. I was like, okay, this is going to be bad. We got to play tomorrow night, so let's don't lose everybody.
Now, was there something going on with the scoreboard? Or maybe somebody new working it? Because I knew there were folks in the penalty box, but it's not showing up on the video board. So I thought, well,
yeah, they were having some technical stuff, and then there was a couple of those fights where, that I don't know why they don't put them up or things that happen, but sometimes they don't put them up because it would extend over into the next period. So, like, say if it was a 10-minute or 15 minutes total, and there's only like 6 minutes left to go, they just don't even put it up and just keep it off ice, that kind of thing. So there were some technical difficulties last night with that as well. Even the score at one time wasn't updating, which they didn't score, so it really didn't matter. But it was like I think we had 3 goals at one point. It was still only showing 2, and people were losing their minds about that. It was a weird night. Last night I got the Evansville fan cave blew up, and actually they were trying to file a complaint to the league because it was Margaritaville night, and I got they filled up one of those hockey sticks with fake margarita mix or margarita mix and Sprite. They wanted me to show it and drink it and try to chug it at the beginning of the game, which I almost threw up because it was so nasty. Which hopefully people think you wouldn't be chugging a, 32-ounce margarita anyway. But apparently they were. It was disrespectful that I was drinking on the job, so that got kind of funny. Where I had to literally had to get the people that made the drink to verify that there was no alcohol in it. So I was like, I'm a lightweight. If I'd have done that at the beginning of the game, you wouldn't have seen me in a second. I'd have been napping.
Where's Freak Daddy at? Oh, he's slumped down in his chair over
he's
there.
He's taking a nap. I don't get part.
He's
I don't
part of the
game.
And something else that was weird too. One of those little videos that they show, to make some noise, still had the Birmingham Bulls logo on there with the Donkey Kong.
what
the heck?
Yeah. I think they just like to punch Birmingham again.
Yeah. Well, that's true. They punched them.
Yeah.
So,
but it should be a good one. Got Evansville again tonight and Military Appreciation Night, which is always
that's good.
A fun night. And we started the swearing in of the new enlistees, and we'll have that again tonight. Which it gives me, I get cold chills and the hairs on my arm raise up every time because it's just such a.
It's surreal.
It's a good one. So
it is a surreal moment. That's what it is. Yes.
So y'all are doing a pro day out there at James Clemens today.
Yeah, today was just a day. Really, it's a fundraiser to kind of get everybody together and get helmets and figure out all that kind of stuff. But they come and do their 40 time and their best bench press, and they're kind of figure out the season started. And it's really a good time for all the new 8th graders that are coming from Liberty Middle and Journey to come up. There will be the new freshman class coming in to kind of get acclimated, get around the program, and run that 40 when they probably never had to do that before, and they've probably done bench press, but never to where they get their max or whatever. So it's a neat opportunity, man. And so it's good to. I feel like I just get done with one sport. It feels like here comes another one. So
yeah.
Oh yeah. And then next thing you know, one day you don't have nothing to do except sit in a recliner.
My wife is trying to. She thinks that she's put some bad mojo on me there because she says the day that I quit will probably be the day that I died. I'm like, oh God, I don't want to ever quit then because I don't want to. You've thrown that on me, like I don't want to die. Like, come on, like.
Speaking of James Clemens, and while we're all here, one of our favorite guests of the show is his birthday today, Mr. Bradley Kimbrough.
It is his coach's birthday today.
Hey, y'all got to give him some grief. Have y'all heard about Mr. Kimbrough and his antics at one of the softball games recently? Have y'all heard about that?
No.
Oh, well, I may or may not have a video that I can send to you guys.
Coach Kimbrough. My pencil is going wide open. Coach Kimbrough.
Did he go Dan Hurley on somebody?
Yes, and it was amazing. It was justified, but and he may be embarrassed. He may be hating me right now, but just to give you a little bit about it, they had an official that really was all night doing some plays that are very, very questionable, and he had a play that they hit a pop fly out into the outfield. Third base waited, tagged up, ran home. The umpire wasn't even watching. The opposing team asked him to call check it with the home plate to see if they tagged up, and he said, "She's out. She didn't tag up," and it was blatantly wrong.
Oh wow!
And Kimbrough went next level. I mean, it was great. And gosh, he's going to kill me for this, but I love him. But he gets thrown out, so he stays on the field just enough to keep saying, you're not cheating my girls, whatever. This is awful. And then he said, and when you want to do the write-up, make sure you spell my name right. And I laughed so hard.
He doesn't hit that level of ticked offness.
He goes, you can write it, but make sure you spell my name right. So then I texted him, and I said, hey, there's a rumor that you've been suspended from the Wingman podcast. And I said, and I go, and for future reference, how do you spell your name?
Homebrew.
So it was a good one. It was well deserved though, and he didn't cuss or have any profanities, but it was epic. It's really good. I'll get the video to y'all.
I bet Johnny he missed that.
Oh yeah, no, they sent it to him, and he was. I think Johnny was secretly proud. I don't think Johnny would do that, but he was secretly proud. But, and I started to GoFundMe to say that I'd pay his $300 fine to help him out.
It's hilarious.
But Kimbrough is one of the best human beings on the planet, so I love. He deserved to let loose because he would. If you make him mad, it's bad.
Oh
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, now is the pro day something that fans can come watch?
Yeah, they could have. I mean, it's already over. We were up here at 7 o'clock, so it just finished. But no, yeah, they could have stood out and watched them do the 40. They couldn't go in the locker room and do the weights and stuff just for safety reasons and not having too many people in there. But yeah, it was fun. It was it's just kind of neat to see kids do that because it's the same thing they do for the combines in the NFL. So kids normally just see that on TV. Well, we kind of give them that experience. They had the laser timing for the 40s out here.
Oh, that's awesome.
The vertical jump and all those kind of things. So it was just kind of let them know. I think a lot of kids left back disappointed. They're like, oh my gosh, I ran a 5.6 40. I'm horrible. It's like, it's okay. You're a freshman. You're
an 8th grader, dude. Yeah.
Yeah. Right. So,
well, I was wondering if that might be something we could come out and do the show from.
No, absolutely. No, that would be, I tell you what, I think we will have a scrimmage, like a spring day over the spring game scrimmage that week. And then, of course, we're going to play our game in Athens. We'll play a spring game in the latter part of or middle part of May. We'll play Athens. So that'll be a good time to get to see you. I'd love to get y'all out and do your show on one of those days. That'd be awesome.
Yeah. Well, now we usually carry the spring game. Of course, it's like you said, it's at Athens. But
but no, pro day on Saturday, it'd be cool.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
So when's the playoffs start? Right quick. Is it a week after the season?
It'll be the first week, and the first week, sadly, will have to be at the Iceplex. So the first round will be at the Iceplex. Just no ifs, ands, or buts around it. Just they got stuff going on at the VBC.
Disney on ice.
People complain about it, but it's like, one game of Havoc in a playoff versus, 5 or 6 Disney on ice. The money's not even close.
Yeah.
So it doesn't make sense. And, in all fairness, we really don't know who we play and what their schedules are until the end of the season's over and they lay out, who's 1st through 8th. So you couldn't book in advance saying, well, we need Tuesday or we need Sunday. We just wouldn't know. So it's not a lot of people get mad, and I get it, but it is what it is. But we play the final game, home game tonight, and then we have one more 2-game series left against Macon, and then that next week it'll start right away. And they try to wrap it up fairly quick. And from our side, if we were to go all the way, we could have home ice for first round at the Iceplex. Second round, we would have the Von Braun Center for that. But then if we were to make it to the championship game, the only way that we could have at the VBC is if it went to a best of 5 or 7. If it goes to the best of 3, it'll be back at the Iceplex.
All right.
So.
Oh, okay. It would be at the Iceplex. So that's not like going on the road. So.
Yeah.
Correct. Right. We'd still get, and it really depends on seeding. Like if it's, because they'll reseed at the end of each round. So the higher seed. Yeah. So it could change up. So like if Peoria stayed in it, then Peoria would be the higher seed. But if, Peoria lost and then we're playing somebody else, then we would have, the home ice advantage in that one. But like I said, we would need the 5 to 7 games to be able to fit the schedule to get at the VBC. So.
Gotcha.
If it makes the championship, but let's one game at a time. Let's finish up the final 3 games and see what happens in the first round.
Sounds good, brother. Thank you for calling in this morning.
Problem.
Good hearing from you.
Have a good one, brother.
Thanks, guys.
All right,
appreciate it.
Take
Thank
care.
you. No problem. Bye.
Ladies and gentlemen, our Huntsville Havoc hookup freak daddy himself, Clay Coleman. It's time to take a break. Applebee's doors are opening up now. Y'all come on, join us. You're listening to Applebee's Tailgate Talking to WKAC, the Big 1080.
When it comes to the Wi-Fi in your home, are you in control? Manage your Wi-Fi with the ATC Control app. ATC can help you get the best Wi-Fi experience. Prioritize your laptop while you work from home, or prioritize your streaming devices to enjoy your favorite shows. Ready for a better Wi-Fi experience? Visit ATC's website at www.ardmore.net to download the free ATC Control app today. Certain equipment and or services may be required. ATC is an equal opportunity employer and provider.
What is community? I'm a First National Bank Student Advisory Board member, and I am alone from Tanner High School. And to me, community is supporting those who connect us. First National Bank proudly supports our neighbors, businesses, schools, and organizations that make Limestone County a great place to live and work. First National Bank, making communities great. Member FDIC.
Limestone Drug, located on the square in downtown Athens, is your local Health Mart pharmacy. As your local Health Mart pharmacy, Limestone Drug is locally owned and has a personal commitment to the community. Limestone Drug honors prescription drug plans, including Medicare. They accept flex spending cards and fill prescriptions in minutes, not hours. Limestone Drug knows there's nothing more important than your family's well-being. So shop Limestone Drug at 200 West Market Street in Athens, your local Health Mart pharmacy. Limestone Drug, caring for you and about you.
Now on a platform near you, the only year-round weekly podcast covering the Huntsville Havoc, the Wreakin' Havoc podcast. News, interviews, and more. Dropping every Thursday, we'll just reek of the Huntsville Havoc. Check us out on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, and listen, follow, and subscribe on your favorite platform via the PAS Plus app and online at wreakinhavoc.com.
Hey, I'm Cody Gross. I'm the head football coach at Athens High School, and you're listening to Applebee's Tailgate Talk.
Welcome back to Applebee's Tailgate Talk, ladies and gentlemen. Top of the hour here, and we have our special guest coming in via the First National Bank hotline, making communities great. Do you know you may not recognize his first name, but I bet you recognize his last name. Jay Paterno, son of the legend Joe Paterno, also author of the author the book called Blitzed. Is that right, Jay?
That is right, yes.
Okay, and he's going to be discussing, we're going to talk about the House versus the NCAA, NIL, profit sharing, everything he knows, he's going to tell us so we'll all be more knowledgeable. Is that right? Yeah. Did I say that right, Jay?
Yeah, that sounds good.
Okay. Hey, Jay, welcome back, man.
Good to be back, man.
Yes, sir. Talk to us. What's for those who have not heard you on here the first time, let everybody know what's going on, because if you want to start an argument or to get somebody angry when they're talking about college football, just bring up NIL and then everybody gets ticked. So let us know where we're going, where everybody's standing right now.
Well, where everybody's standing right now is there's going to be a settlement here in about a week that's going to at least set the stage for until the next lawsuit is filed, which I suspect will come pretty quickly. But, it's essentially going to say that the schools can share revenue, not NIL, but revenue, to the tune of about $20.5 million. So a school like Alabama can set aside $20.5 million to give to athletes to pay them essentially to play. And then on top of that, you got all kinds of NIL stuff, and that schools will be able to arrange NIL deals on top of that revenue sharing. And that's where it's going to be. A year ago, the Department of Education stated that, revenue sharing would be subject to Title IX. So women would have to get a good chunk of the money, women athletes. That was quickly changed about a month ago or so, to where they're not going to enforce Title IX on it. So the bulk of it, you look at a place like us, 90% of it will go to football and men's basketball, which is that's going to trigger lawsuits. So it's going to be we're just starting the fun now. The only people happy right now are the lawyers, because they're going to make a boatload of money off this.
Boatload, yeah, that's one word.
we should all go into law school.
That's for sure.
They're not enforcing. That was going to be my next question. They're not going to be enforcing Title IX as far as dispersion goes.
Yeah, that's been the directive of the current administration. On one hand, they're saying they're protecting women's sports because they're taking a stand against trans athletes playing, but on the other hand, they're gutting women's sports simply because they're going to take away a lot of potential money.
Wow. Okay. Yeah, I was wondering. Like you said, 90% of it's going to go to football, but I'm curious about. Curious about the other, sports that are there, and not necessarily basketball or softball, the stuff you hear about, but your golf teams and the other sports that go in it as well. So okay.
Well, right now the most common formula we're seeing is about 80% to football, so it's about $16.5 million. Which, with a roster of 105, you're looking at the average guy is going to make $155K.
Okay.
And then you're looking at men's basketball is going to get 10% of that roughly. So now you're looking at 2.005 million, and then 5% to women's basketball, and then 5% to the other sports. In a school like Penn State, that's 28 other teams that are going to split that. Alabama, I think, has 19 sports.
Yeah.
So that'll go to 17. So yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how this shakes out for the other sports.
And that's just a profit sharing, because that's not the entire NIL, or will that profit sharing be what your NIL packages will be?
No, that's just the revenue sharing. That's not going to be.
Okay.
I mean, if State Farm comes in and says we want to give a player to Alabama on a commercial and give them $500,000 to be in a commercial, that's not part of the revenue sharing.
Gotcha.
So I think what you're going to see is not only is the revenue sharing going to happen, but when going back to the Bear Bryant days, Golden Flake potato chips and Coca-Cola, if they're giving Alabama money, they can then use. Those players can then sign a deal with, Coca-Cola and Golden Flake to do ads for them too and get more money.
Gotcha. I got some folks that curious about what's going on in another website, so I'm trying to write everything down with you. With what I'm saying,
no problem at all. Oh, it's hard to keep up with all this stuff, and
because it's going to change next time, anyways, right?
Yeah, oh yeah, absolutely. And look, I think what the college sports needs is they need antitrust protection, which right now there's no momentum to do that in DC. And one of the biggest opponents of proceeding and making athletes. Look, I'm an old school guy, so this is not what I necessarily would dream of, but it's the only way to stabilize the transfer portal and the money and all things going on. You're going to have to go to treat them as employees, go to collective bargaining, and get antitrust protection from the federal government. And Tommy Tuberville has made it pretty clear that he doesn't want these guys getting paid and treated like employees. But for a guy who made a lot of money to not coach after getting fired, he certainly has. It's kind of rich coming from him.
Right.
Well, all this stuff, the NIL, the transfer portal, just like with a lot of stuff, it doesn't seem like it was thought through.
No.
No, it hasn't been. No, I mean, what should have happened 3.5 years ago when the first NIL bill was passed is everybody should have gotten together and said, look, this is going to happen. I'm on the board of trustees at Penn State, and I started making this argument back then. I said, guys, you're going to get NIL, you're going to get revenue share, all these things are going to happen. It's going to go nationwide. The media has taken the side of the student athletes on every issue lately. So there's been this tremendous pressure to let athletes do whatever they want. However, at the same token, schools are investing a lot of money in the athletes. So there's got to be more of a two-way street here to where if I sign with Auburn or Alabama, I certainly should have some obligations to Auburn and Alabama because they're going to invest money into me with coaching and training and medical. And, a lot of guys get into schools they wouldn't get into otherwise unless they played football. So they got to land this thing to where there's a collective bargaining, where there's a contract with these guys. And like I said, I'm old school. That's not what but the reality is this. We are operating professional entertainment, sports entertainment franchises on our campuses. There's just, when you look at the Big Ten making $1.1 billion a year in television deals.
Yes.
This is not an extracurricular activity for the good of dear old state anymore.
Not
Let's stop kidding ourselves.
No.
And it never was. It was just presented as that. Yes. It was all about the money from the beginning.
Yeah. And I mean, look, the reality is this. There's an old, I grew up Catholic and we were supposed to go to confession and nothing was more bone chilling than going to confession. But there's an old joke about a woman goes into confession. She says, bless me, Father, for I've sinned. I had sex with a man who was not my husband for $100,000. And the priest says, well, would you have done it for $10,000? And she says, well, what kind of person do you think I am? And he said, well, we've established what kind of person you are. We're just setting the parameters of where your limits are and what your price is. And that's where college athletics is right now.
Yes.
I mean, we know what we are.
Yeah.
We just don't want to admit it. And now we got to figure out what the price is. And I'm probably going to hell for telling that joke, but so be it.
Well, you know where the confessional is.
I'm sure that's not the only reason I'm going to hell. Let me put it that way. That's just one of many.
All this stuff reminds me of apps and computer programs. These guys will develop them, put them out there enough to work, and then think, well, something breaks down, we'll put a patch out there, an update or something. So
yeah, but these guys didn't even figure out how it worked before they put this out. They're just like, yeah, go ahead, sign your deals, whatever. I mean, honestly, no one knows what anybody. Every kid in recruiting is lying to every coach by saying, "Oh, well, this school offered me this." They've got agents now, coaches who say, "Well, talk to my NIL agent." Mm-hmm. And on top of that, there's an education component that these student athletes need to understand is, if I hire a marketing agent, the marketing agent's cut's probably usually around 20%. Yeah. If they go out and get me a deal, they get 20%. But if you have a labor contract, like in the NFL, it's 3%. Well, these guys are getting, most of the NIL you're seeing is nothing but pay to play. But these, quote, marketing agents want to take 20% when they really should be only taking 3%. So some of this will protect the athletes from giving up 17% of their money. So, I mean, it's all got to, the adults, there got to be some adults that get in the room. I know people said Nick Saban should be commissioner of football. I don't think he wants anything to do with it because I think he knows how messed up the whole thing is.
Yeah. Plus, he lives on Jupiter Island. He plays golf with Tiger Woods. Why in the world? And he talks a little bit every now and then on ESPN. Why in the world would you get back in that mess?
No, absolutely. And look, the reality is, it doesn't matter who the commissioner is, whatever they come up with. Everybody's mad at the NCAA because they won't let, Colorado and Syracuse practice together for 3 days and have a spring game. And it's like, their rationale is true. I mean, a lot of other people are done with spring practice. It wouldn't be fair to give them that exception, but I'm sure that'll be something they talk about next year.
Yeah. Right.
So we'll see what happens with that. And when you look at what's going on, and no disrespect to Deion Sanders, but a guy that's gone 13-12 over 2 years gets $55 million over 5 years.
Yeah.
And people want to complain about the athletes getting money.
Mm-hmm. It's true.
Like, what the heck, man? Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if Colorado were to go play Ohio State in football, and all the Colorado players walk off the field, and all the Ohio State players walk off the field, you guys aren't going to stay tuned in to watch Deion Sanders and Ryan Day play cornhole.
No.
It's about the players. I mean, look, that's no disrespect. I mean, they may be great cornhole players, but
it's the truth.
There's only so much of the cornhole by Johnsonville Brats we can watch on ESPN the Ocho.
That's the truth.
Yeah,
I love that Ocho reference, man.
What I'd hate to see now what your dad and Coach Bryant would say with all this going on right now.
Well, I think the reality was when this first started to become a reality, I think the two of them, along with a number of other coaches, Tom Osborne at the time, Bobby Bowden, they would have gotten in the room and said, "Guys, let's figure out how to do this in a way that's fair to everybody."
Yeah.
So that everybody kind of is a level playing field, and that's what has to happen. Because right now in the SEC, if you're not Texas or Texas A&M, you got to be worried because with NIL being unregulated, Texas and Texas A&M, Texas is the third or fourth largest endowment of any university in the country. That's including Ivy Leagues. They've got $40-something billion in their endowment, and they've got a lot of oil billionaires. They've got a lot of tech billionaires, more so than anybody else in the conference. So they've got an advantage right now. It's one of the reasons you're probably seeing Ted Cruz trying to block a lot of legislation that would put this on an even playing field because he knows they got an advantage.
Yeah.
And A&M just hasn't figured it out yet. Texas has, but even still, they lost to Georgia twice. So we'll see what happens down the road.
All right.
Jay, how's the renovations been going at Beaver Stadium?
Well, I'm seeing a lot of work, but not a lot of results. Let's put it that way. And it won't open till 2027, so we're a long ways off.
Okay.
From it being done. The question is, can we pay for it? $700. The biggest renovation bill so far has been $438 million, and that was to add 23,000 seats. We're spending $700 million, and we're not adding seats. We're just going to add rich people seats. Yeah. And our fan base is more like you would find at Daytona or Talladega than it is at an NFL game. We don't have a big corporate fan base. We have a lot of fans that for this is discretionary income, not surplus income. And if we jack the prices on them, we may lose a lot of them. And that's what worries me as a trustee, what's going to happen down the road. Because a lot of those people, very, very similar to Alabama, you have a lot of people who have had tickets in their family for decades.
Yeah.
And this is what they spend their money on. They don't go to Disney. They don't go do other stuff. This is their family get-together 7 times a year. And so if we try and get 2 or 3 times out of them what we're already charging them, a lot of them may vanish. And that's what worries me. Because tradition is so important. You certainly in Alabama, you know that. Auburn knows that. Texas knows that. Everybody at Penn State should know that tradition really matters. And those people are the ones that have carried you through the good years, but they really carry you when you have the down years.
Yeah.
Yep. Well, Jay, it has been, this time it just flew by way too fast. And I'd love to hear some more confession jokes, but we'll probably should pass on that.
And Tom, before we let him go,
yes.
Jay, we are
Penn State, baby. But I will give you a little Roll Tide back, because I'm in my office and I'm looking right now at a letter that was sent to me when I was 14 years old by Coach Bryant. So
really.
So I got some love for them. War Eagle, not so much. No offense to anybody, but you got to pick one.
They hired Brian Harsin to come up there during the home and home series with Penn State, so you ought to be yelling War Eagle, because they the worst freaking coach we've ever had on the darn plane. So.
But I will tell you this: the Auburn fans showed up in droves, and it was awesome. Yeah. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And who knew Bo Nix would go from that to what he did.
Yeah.
And honestly, that's when Coach Harsin, we say jump the shark with me. When you run Bo off, I know their family and know who they are. You gonna do that? There's a problem with you. So. Anyway,
I'm happy for him.
I'm happy for
Bo. He's got a great future ahead of him.
He does. Absolutely.
Class act.
Yep. Well, Jay, thank you so much, dude. Don't be a stranger, man.
Yes, sir. Appreciate it.
Anytime you let me know, I'll come on.
Got it, brother. Thanks.
Take care. Bye.
Bye. That was awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. We board of trustees member at Penn State, son of Joe Paterno, inside the belly of the cotton picking beast.
Yeah.
Literally. Ladies and gentlemen, it was great and informative. If you don't catch it, we'll definitely put it out there where you can catch that archive at a later date. Hey, we'll be right back. You're listening to Applebee's Tailgate Talk on WKAC, the Big 1080.
Hear Applebee's Tailgate Talk anywhere you go by downloading the PAS Plus app for your Android or iPhone. We'll be back with more after this. P4 Therapy is an outpatient provider offering community-based care with a unique partnership model that allows them to consistently deliver world-class outpatient care, emphasizing personalized hands-on treatment. Whether it's orthopedic, physical, geriatric, or manual therapy, sports or neuro rehab, telehealth, or most any type of muscle or joint pain, P4 Physical Therapy promises to treat you with integrity, compassion, faithfulness, and selflessness. Locations in northern Alabama and southern Tennessee. Look for them on Facebook or online at p4physicaltherapy.com. Now that you've got that new place on the water, BP Riverworks can finish the picture with a boathouse, dock, or seawall. Call Barron Pugh at 251-200-2273 or Tracer Pugh at 256-206-7097. BP Riverworks, licensed and insured, 251-200-2273 or 256-206-7097.
For screen printing, sign printing, banners, logo design, and more, look no further than That Shirt Printing Place. Located at 709 North Jefferson Street in Athens. Call 256-444-1827. That Shirt Printing Place. Visit them online at thatshirtprintingplacellc.com. Look for them on Facebook too. That Shirt Printing Place. 256-444-1927. That Shirt Printing Place.
Join us this spring for James Clemens Baseball and Softball from Play Action Sports. Hear action from the Jets and Lady Jets online at PASnetwork.net, on your PAS Plus app, or on your Alexa device by saying Open PAS Plus. If you miss it, you can also catch up on the online archives and hear select games Sundays at noon on WKAC Radio. James Clemens Baseball and Softball this season from Play Action Sports and 1080 WKAC.
Hi, this is Scott Hunter, former Alabama Crimson Tide and NFL quarterback, and you're listening to Applebee's Tailgate Talk.
Applebee's Tailgate Talk. Sometimes I think these breaks are just not long enough because I've still
especially at work.
Especially at work. But I got chicken fingers. We got mozzarella sticks, chicken nuggets, and not really fingers. But that's a throwback to Bama's act. Hey P, I got one question for you. How's to was finger? You remember that one?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And we got quesadillas, chicken nuggets, and food. And I tell you what we got is Andrew McCartney here in studio with us.
How are you gentlemen doing?
We're good.
We're good.
We was making a reference all morning to Andrew McCarthy, which was, of course, part of the Brat Pack.
I wish I was that. Yeah.
Pull that microphone up there.
Sorry. Yep, you're good. Is that better?
Yeah, that's a lot better.
There you go.
So, y'all got some soccer tryouts coming up.
Yeah, we do. It's going to be the inaugural team for both the men's and women's program out at Calhoun. The AD out there, AJ's done a phenomenal job going through the process. Hiring through the hiring process. I'll be taking the women's program. And then Coach Felix Obilo will be taking the men's program. So I'm looking forward. I think we've got a good group between him, myself, and our assistant coaches that we're bringing in to build this program and get to where it needs to be. But yeah, so the tryouts itself will be April 5th and 6th. We'll do a Saturday, Sunday. The women's will be at 9:30 a.m. until 11:30 a.m. And then the men will go right after us after a short break from 12 till 2. And then on Sunday, it will be 12 till 2 for the women and 2 to 4 for the men. And the big difference will be one on Saturday will be on the grass field, and then on Sunday we'll be on the turf field. So looking forward to it. It's going to be great seeing what the community has out there already. We've had a good response via email from both myself and Coach Felix. So I'm really looking forward to seeing what we can get and make a short turnaround, because we do have a short turnaround time to field a squad of 24 kids before August, which is when we'll be kicking off. So
I got talking too much about food and neglected to give you a proper introduction, Coach. This is the head coach of the Calhoun new women's soccer program, because unlike, correct me if I'm wrong, but unlike basketball or baseball or tennis, Calhoun's never had a soccer program before, right? This is brand new?
Yeah, they've never had it.
Because the other three they were bringing back those programs, and this is a brand new program for, okay, here, let me take this one over to Coach Tim.
So where will the tryouts be at?
So the tryouts will be over in Decatur. So we worked out a plan with Decatur, the city of Decatur, to use Jack Allen's soccer complex for our field. So we'll have their turf field there in our season. We'll play all our home games there. We'll train there. We'll do everything there. So it's going to be fun. So we'll have it there right at the Jack Allen soccer complex.
Good deal.
That's great. Is there a reason why the first practice is going to be on the grass field and the second one's going to be on the turf? You weeding them out from the first field, or
no? So, the complex itself is an interesting situation where they've got a lot of high school games going on or club games going on.
Okay.
So that day they have some high school games on the turf field. So we're going to use the grass field just because we don't want to delay it any further. So we're going to use it on the grass field, and then Sunday we'll have the full reign of the complex.
So it's a logistics kind of thing. Gotcha.
I think we've got Coach Felix on the phone too.
Hey, ladies and gentlemen. On the First National Bank Hotline, making communities great, we have Coach Felix Obilo joining us now. He will be the men's coach for Calhoun soccer program. Coach, welcome to the show.
Yeah, thank you, sir. Thank you.
Oh, you're very welcome. I've got to ask you both, but maybe for more so for Coach Obilo right now. Do you know a gentleman by the name of Coach? Oh crap, his name, Coach Matt from Tanner.
Matt Smith.
Matt Smith. Thank you very much, there. He's probably somebody you need to know if you don't know him. He's excellent soccer programs.
Okay, yeah, I'm on Tanner. Yeah, I think sounds super familiar.
Yeah, he's got and
Coach McCartney knows who Matt is.
Yeah, I know him. I know him. He's a great coach, a good leader of men, and he's had a really good program there at Tanner. Luckily, a lot of So Felix and I have both done a lot of work with the local club, Cottontown United.
Oh, okay, Cottontown, gotcha.
And so a lot of those players at the high school level or the younger level have gone through our club.
Okay.
And filter in there. So a lot of...
I remember that now.
Yeah, so though Felix may not know Coach Matt specifically, he's had a pretty good impact of the players that have gone through that program, through the Cottontown program.
Gotcha. So, Coach Felix, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, I mean, as you heard, my name is Coach Felix Obilo. I'm originally from Kenya, and I moved to the U.S. about 19 years ago. I mean, I have very strong soccer background, both playing and coaching experience. I've been coaching for the past 20 years. I played college at Bethel University up in Tennessee, where it's an NAIA school. We won national championship there, and I've been All-America for the 4 years. I've also got an opportunity to play professionally in Charlotte, North Carolina, and then finally I moved back to Alabama to continue my school and coaching, and that's where I am until now. Excellent. And now I have this great opportunity to start the Calhoun Community College soccer program.
That is awesome, man. From Kenya to Tennessee to Charlotte, and now back to Alabama. That's an amazing story, Coach.
Thank you.
Let's talk with Coach McCartney here. What are your and Coach Felix, you can join in as well because it applies to both of you. What are your expectations? I mean, how many do you have speculation on how many children are going to show up?
I don't.
What are you hoping to get out of this? What are you looking for?
So the first step is we've been scouting. We've been going to high school games. We've been evaluating. But the biggest thing for us is it's the first step to be able to start evaluating and a large scale, right, to see what we can get. Because, like I said, time is of the essence for us. We don't have a large turnaround time to be able to put a team on the pitch. And for us, getting the players on the pitch in 2 settings to be able to at least start evaluating. We'll probably do another one after this. But to at least start getting offers out quickly, right? Yeah. And so that's the biggest thing for us with this, to do that. And the expectations is hopefully we have a lot. We've had a lot of good, like I said, we've had a lot of good emails and responses from players from around here all the way down to Birmingham, up into Tennessee. So
my next question: how far away have you heard from people? Looking to come.
It's a pretty good variety of locations, right? So I'm looking forward to that. And hopefully we get what we want. The big thing is with starting any program is you have an idea of the talent that you want, but can you get it, right? So that's going to be the biggest thing for me. And, Coach Felix, I don't know if you want to chime in on what you're specifically looking for, but, I really hope my plan is they didn't hire Coach Felix and us to just be a mediocre program, right? So we want to get the players in here to produce and hope, and we know we have the local talent here to be winners, and that's what we expect.
So you have certain things to look for, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
I already know ahead of time. That's good. Yeah. What were you going to say, Coach Felix?
Yeah, I was just gonna agree with Coach here because pretty much it's the same thing as me. I think we have pretty much the same mindset and just the way we look at things. So basically we are a little bit behind, but we're hoping to have as many players as possible there to look at. And as far as my end as well, I'll support that. I've been getting a lot of positive emails from players, from other coaches recommending players. So this is going to be our first opportunity to kind of see them in the field, and nothing better than seeing all of them in the same place so we can see what we can find there. So
awesome.
Good.
Where are you going to be playing the games at?
So they'll be at Jack Allen as well.
Okay.
So everything from a training perspective, games, everything will be at Jack Allen on their turf complex.
Okay.
Yes.
Is there plans to maybe move on to the campus?
So in the future, there's hope to. There's been conversations we're working out. I know there's a plan of where they want to put the pitch on campus and what they want to do there. It's just, with anything, it takes time. So to get it started immediately, because I know Dr. Hodges was really, really wanting to get this going because the outreach from the community of, hey, we want a soccer program. We've got all these other things. Soccer's growing tremendously in the country, but also here locally. And so this was the quick way to get a win. And we have a good relationship. Technically, Calhoun sits in Decatur. So, with that relationship with the city, we've been able to do that and get that plan in place.
That was a good picture. I've got Coach McCartney and then women's soccer up there on the team.
There you go.
So, Coach, I know you said it one more time. How many girls will you guys be able to give scholarships to for us being able to play soccer?
Yeah, so both programs will be able to field 24. And what will entail with those is books and tuition will be covered through that. We can't provide housing just with legislation and things like that. But right now, the tuition will be covered and everything that goes along with the schooling itself. The Calhoun Community College, leadership has really gotten behind this, invested well in it. They're backing this 100%. So you don't normally see that all the time with colleges getting things up and running. So it's been an absolute blessing, I think, for both myself and Coach Felix to have the support of the leadership there to be doing what we're doing and have the capability to provide what we're providing to the kids.
It's huge, man, and people don't understand. People our age see Calhoun as when it was basketball, it was softball, and it was baseball. And now, besides soccer, they're fixed to start playing flag football, women's flag football, 17 scholarships. And we had a couple girls at my school that really are kind of undersized and won't be college basketball players. But let me tell you something. I'll put my house on them being flag football players because can't catch them, can't hit them up in a phone booth. But as far as soccer talent goes, I mean, like you said, man, there's talent from, in my opinion, from Athens to Columbia to Birmingham in a circle that could field the team, that you guys would be really proud of. And I know you guys do a great job of coaching them up. And I'm telling you, if you guys never been to Jack Allen Park, we do some 7-on-7 football there. It is a facility that is as good and clean and nice as anywhere. Wouldn't you say that, Coach?
I would, and credit to the city of Decatur. They're really trying to the soccer, even though they've got a lot of clubs and things that are playing there. It's kind of taken a little bit of a step back since COVID, so they're trying to revamp the soccer stuff there. So we're hoping that we can help out with that. But I mean, they're rolling out the red carpet for us. They're going to be putting our logo on the field. They're going to be providing concessions and everything like that. So kudos to them for getting also fully behind a brand new program that normally you don't see, cities and communities do that a whole lot.
And that's grass out there.
So
grass and turf. Yeah.
Grass and turf. So they have a turf field that is, they kind of call it their title field, right? That's where they have a lot of their championship games when they have tournaments, and then they have a ton of grass fields. And why they do is because there's on different levels. Down on the bottom level, there are 11v11 fields. Then you have the 7v7 and the 9v9s because they have so many different levels of young students and young kids that are playing out there consistently. So, and hosting tournaments. So that's why they have it set up that way.
Okay. Because we had the James Clemens soccer coaches on last week, and they were talking about they've got a turf field that they play on there, but we were talking to them about, whether they liked playing on turf or grass,
I think it's every player's different. I like playing on grass personally, because I slide tackle all the time. So it's always nicer for my legs when I do that. But, the turf does allow for, you to play whenever you need to. You don't run into those type of situations where it rains so much and you can't play, games aren't getting canceled or getting canceled and things like that. So it allows you to do that. So that's another reason we're blessed to be able to have the turf field out at Jack Allen. And, again, the ball moves differently, so different players will have different perspectives. But, that's the way it is. I mean, if you look at, football nowadays as well, you've got the indoor turf fields and the outdoor grass fields, and everybody likes it differently. So it just depends on where you're at.
Never thought I'd see the day where baseball was played on turf.
True.
So how many other participating schools have in y'all's, conference or whatever has soccer?
Yeah, so it's it's kind of interesting. So the men's and women's programs are a little bit in different scenarios. So the men's program, what Coach Felix will be dealing with is, we're starting, and then they're going to have 5 by August teams. Right now, I think there's 2, and then they'll have 5 by August in place, adding like Northeast Alabama and those type of things. The Fort Payne men's head coach is actually taking that role. Really? So you'll have, So you'll have 5 total for them, and you'll only have 2 right now for the women's program. But the plan is eventually they're going to start with the men's and then roll into the women's.
Okay.
Calhoun was one that said, "Hey, we're going to take the initiative and go ahead and do it." So from the women's side of things, you'll have us and Southern Union, and then you'll have on the men's side of things, Northeast, Calhoun, Wallace State, Southern Union, and Enterprise, I believe, are the 5 that they'll have over there.
Okay. So what you're saying, Coach McCartney, is there's no reason why Coach Felix and them is not 5-0 every year.
Exactly.
5-10-0, depending on how the schedule's set up on home and away.
We'll go with that too.
I think Coach Felix, when you look at Coach Felix's accolades, and Felix, don't let your head get too big here, but when you look at his accolades, I mean, the guy has it, right? I mean, he has the right stuff from a player side of things. He has the right stuff from a coaching perspective. I've known Felix for a while, and I think it's going to resonate with the boys. I know a lot of the guys that want to come try out for the program from being involved with Cottontown and the high school programs around here, and that is what I tell them, is you could not have gotten a better player, person, or coach to be involved in that program for them to be leading that men's team.
When I coach Felix, we got Coach McCartney's preference. What's your preference as far as playing surface goes?
Yeah, I mean, as playing surface, I think I share the same with him. I prefer to play on grass just because, I mean, as you play after a long time, grass, the turf can be a little bit hard on your joints and all, but these are young guys, and I think turf would be good for them as far as rain and stuff like that.
Okay.
So I prefer grass to play on it, but then I don't like when games get cancelled, you train the whole week and then you can't play because it rains. So turf can give us that consistency.
Well, I got a funny for you. I don't know if y'all saw the news this morning. The Huntsville City Football Club, HCFC, they 2-2, went to the shootout, won the shootout 4-3. And speaking of playing surfaces, the goalie, after the last kick went running out to his man to do the knee slide.
Tore up the turf.
No, he didn't slide. It was like he must have had grip or something. He stopped and he went rolling. I'm like, oh, that's funny. Because it's supposed to be you're supposed to slide on your knees, pull the pistols out, and kind of thing.
You better know how to do that when you
got to know how to.
Otherwise, you do get stuck in the ground and go flying.
Oh man!
Well, baseball they've got the sliding sleeve there. Maybe you need something developed for soccer to slide on the turf.
Yeah, they've got, they have sliding shorts that you can put on underneath your shorts and stuff like that to actually help. Like it does actually help a lot when you're slide tackling stuff like that. But normally, you're going knees first into that. And you're hoping you just got to lean back and get on your shin guards and ride the shin guards a little bit. Otherwise, if your knees get stuck, you're going head first. It sounds like that's what happened.
That's awesome.
So one more time, Calhoun tryouts is this Saturday, Jack Allen Park. Tell us again, Coach.
Saturday and Sunday.
Yep, so this upcoming Saturday and Sunday, April 5th and 6th. So April 5th on Saturday, the women's will be 9:30 a.m. to 11:30 a.m., and then the men's will be from 12 noon to 2 p.m. And then on Sunday, April 6th, it will be the women from noon to 2, and then the men will go from 2 to 4. The big thing there is if they need to come with a physical as well within the last year signed from a doctor. That just helps us, from a waivers perspective and things of that nature to be prepared and saying, hey, look, they can actually do what they need to be doing out there on the pitch. So looking for a good turnout. I appreciate you guys having us on. It's been great to be on here and chat. And again, you can find all the information on the Calhoun social media pages, Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, those type of things, and that has Coach Felix and I's contact information via email on there. So if there's players that are listening or parents that are listening and they have questions, they can reach out to us via that.
Sorry to back up just a little bit. Outside of Cottontown, are there other soccer club teams around that you're familiar with or work with or whatever?
Yeah, so there's a lot. Felix probably does more specific work with those players from those on his, because he does individual training, and he's out in the different clubs. I know of them. I know the coaches around here. So you've got Huntsville Soccer Club. You've got NESC, which is North Alabama Soccer Coalition. You've got the Shoals. You have Madison Blaze.
Gotcha. Okay.
There's a lot of clubs. Yeah, because it continues to grow, and you get these parents that want to, hey, we got a team put in place. Can we get something? And they'll start a nonprofit, and we'll go from there. And Norbert at now does a phenomenal job as well. Coach Felix does some training out there, I know, as also, and that's a really good program too, for kids looking for top level training also. So.
Excellent. Coaches, Coach Obilo, we look forward to meeting you here in the studio soon, sir. And Coach McCartney, thank you so much for joining us again, and thank you all for joining the show. Best of luck, and I know you got a lot of work ahead of you. You guys looks like I can see this cat's eyes. He's ready to get into it.
Yeah.
He's tired of talking on his headphone, man. He's ready to go.
No, I mean, that's what everybody says. Hey, what's your expectation? But like I said earlier, everyone says, hey, you can't have high expectations for coming into a program first year and things like that. That's not the way Coach Felix and I are taking it. We've got enough talent around here to be able to pluck. We know we do. And so, I'm not going to say we're going to pull a natty in the next few years, but that's the hope and the expectation. So I will say that. So
there you go.
If you need any help, you can call Coach Oakley. I know he.
I coached with Coach Oakley for a long time and played underneath him as well. So I know he has some soccer knowledge that can absolutely contribute there too.
He's retired, so you can get him off the couch.
There you go.
He still shows up to the Athens games. I help at the Athens women's program now, and so he still shows up to the men's and women's program to show support. So. He was a vital pillar for that program to get it going, and so I love being able to see Coach and when he comes out and showing his support for us still.
All right, Coach Obilo, any last comments before we let you guys go?
Yeah, thank you again. Thank you for doing this, and then I'm still looking forward as well to meeting you guys sometime soon in the studio. But we'd call out to, the whole community. If you know anybody out there you think is a good soccer player and can benefit from this opportunity, I think it's going to be a great opportunity. And we want to see as many players as possible so we can have the headache of selecting and start our program to a good start. So thank you.
Excellent. Thank you, brother. Appreciate you. Thanks, Coach McCartney. Thanks for joining us, man. Come back, see us. Ladies and gentlemen, that's been a great interview. We look forward to following up on this in the future. Calhoun Soccer Program tryouts the 5th and the 6th of April.
Jack Allen Park in Decatur.
There you go, Jay.
Be there.
Yes, sir. Be there or be square. It's time to take a break. You're listening to Applebee's Tailgate Talking to WKAC, the Big 1080.
Missed part of this week's show? Archives are available on our website. You can also hear us on your favorite podcast platform, including iTunes, Google, Amazon, and more. Just check out the podcast page at tailgatetalk.net for a list of available apps and links. We'll be back with more of Applebee's Tailgate Talk after this.
Limestone Drug, located on the square in downtown Athens, is your local Health Mart pharmacy. As your local Health Mart pharmacy, Limestone Drug is locally owned and has a personal commitment to the community. Limestone Drug honors prescription drug plans, including Medicare. They accept flex spending cards and fill prescriptions in minutes, not hours. Limestone Drug knows there's nothing more important than your family's well-being. So shop Limestone Drug at 200 West Market Street in Athens, your local Health Mart pharmacy. Limestone Drug, caring for you and about you.
What is community? I am First National Bank Student Advisory Board member Hadley Madison from East Limestone High School. And to me, community is supporting those who connect us. First National Bank proudly supports our neighbors, businesses, schools, and organizations that make Limestone County a great place to live and to work. First National Bank, making communities great. Member FDIC.
Daly & Son Car Care is Ardmore's only one-stop auto repair and tire shop. Whether it's major mechanic or brake work or routine maintenance like an oil change or lube job, Daly & Son Car Care has been satisfying customers all over with their fast and friendly service. They're also your headquarters for quality Cooper tires. Stop by and see Wayne, Nikki, or Dale at 25600 Main Street in Ardmore, Tennessee, or call them at 931-427-4651. They're on Facebook, too. Daly & Son Car Care, open Monday through Friday, 7:30 till 5, and Saturday, 7:30 till noon. Keep up with local school, travel, youth, and amateur sports throughout the week with the Play Action Sports Update. Listen weekday mornings at 7:30 and weekday afternoons at 1:30 and 3:30 as we bring you the latest scores, news, and announcements from Limestone County and surrounding communities. That's the Play Action Sports Update 3 times a day, Monday through Friday on 1080 WKAC.
This is James Clemens girls basketball coach Monica Maxwell, and you are listening to Applebee's Tailgate Talk.
I'm all about that action. 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 I said I'm all about that action.
Welcome back to Applebee's Tailgate Talk, ladies and gentlemen. Tom McClung here, Old Tomcat, alongside Tojo J. Vassar, producer extraordinaire Tim Lambert, and the coach, Clint Legg. We've got on our First National Bank hotline, making communities great, our main man, Swami of the SEC, Mr. AP Steadham. AP, so much to talk about, so little time, buddy.
I'm hearing you. Good morning. How's everybody in Athens, Alabama?
Well, I keep eating these fantastic appetizers out here at Applebee's, and the breaks are just not long enough. I'm scarfing down a chicken nugget, and hoping I don't smack when I come back on live on the air, because the microphone will pick up stuff that you never thought you'd be doing.
Yes, sir, it will. It will. But how you liking this round ball? I mean, Alabama, Florida, Tennessee, Auburn, all having a chance to be in that Final Four. They have to change the name, the Final SEC.
Final SEC. I tell you how much I like it. 100% of the 8 teams on my bracket. I didn't enter any competition, just me and the wife. I've got the Elite 8 100%.
When did you start it? Last night,
my goodness.
Yeah, we started last night after Auburn come back on from Michigan.
They've had to do that a couple of times.
We do that yearly. Just, I don't know, not really a competition, just kind of a competition. So we can. I think I've won this year, and it's the first time out of however many years we've done it. She beats my tail every year. But that's neither here nor there. Let's talk about what you want to talk about. You are the guest.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's sensational. I mean, this is the height of SEC men's and women's basketball to be this far in the tournament, especially on the men's side. We know this is record-setting performance. Maybe this might be the gold standard of all time. Who knows if they ever reach this again? I don't know, but enjoy, I would say.
Absolutely. Definitely do not take this moment for granted. I'll put it that way.
No. And Tennessee's a team. They're going to be playing Houston. Those teams like to squabble defensively, and once in a while they think, oh, yeah, there's a basket there. Let's see if we can get it in there.
Yeah,
so
Auburn.
That's probably a good matchup for them.
Auburn beat Houston right after, if you remember, this year, right after the Maui. Auburn had won the Maui, and they went to Houston and played in the venue where the Rockets play. It's right over there close to the
Toyota Center or something, maybe? I don't know.
Yes, it was Toyota Center. And so having seen.
I went by there last night, yeah.
There you go. Cool. I didn't know you was in Houston. Congratulations. Got some good food over in Houston, man.
Oh, yes. About to order.
All right. We've seen, as an Auburn fan, we've watched Houston play and we've watched Tennessee play. I'm telling you, this Houston-Tennessee matchup is going to be good.
Yes, yeah. Knockdown, drag out. If Tennessee can get a little offense against Houston, they have a chance, because Houston, they keep their score so low.
Yes.
And they struggle on that side of the ball. And but Tennessee has some scores, but what they put 75 on Kentucky last night? Was that the score?
They did.
70-something, right?
Yeah.
So that's a good night for them, I think. Pretty good night for them. They duplicate that. Can they reach 70? Maybe if they reach 70, they win. Whoever reaches 71st may win in that game.
That's true.
And then Alabama beat Houston as well.
Did Alabama beat Houston as well? That's right.
Out in Las Vegas.
That's right. Gotcha.
Yeah, little rivalry there with Alabama and Houston, right?
Yes, sir.
The blood doesn't flow so well. Right?
Speaking of Alabama, you got Duke and Alabama's playing. What's your thoughts on that one?
Well, let's see if they can. In other words, is your plan to let Flagg score his 30 and shut down everyone else?
Yeah.
You got to stop those high-flying dunks that he no-look passes for dunks. You got to stop those. What is your plan? Who would you guard? You guard probably several people on Flagg. He is very good. I had a chance to watch him. He is reminds me. This is going way back of a Bobby Jones with offense. Bobby was a great high flyer from North Carolina, defensive player, but he has much more offensive skill. Flagg does. But he jumps well. He has the shots from outside, drives. I love those no-look passes, and he just provides so much to make all his teammates better. That makes him a winner with a capital W.
Right.
So what is your plan? What is your plan against one of, if not the best player in America?
Exactly. That's
that's coaching, right? That's coaching.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Decisions. There's some decisions there.
Yeah, we saw what happens when who did Alabama play last? Was it
BYU?
BYU. We saw what happens when you don't extend the 3-point defense against Bama. We was in the first 5 minutes. I'm like, Bama's fixing to boat race these guys because they're not extending their defense.
Yeah. No.
Yeah, you don't guard just to the 3-point line against Bama. You better get 4 or 5 feet. Be ready to guard in the parking lot.
Yeah. Steph Curry and Caitlin Clark. Of course, Steph Curry made it prevalent in the game of basketball. They're shooting out of the locker room.
Yes, you're right.
That's the range now.
And it's not just Mark Sears this year. You go Youngblood.
No.
Youngblood will pop it on you. Aiden will pop it on you occasionally.
How about O'Holloway?
Yeah.
And it seemed like, too, AP, that Grant Nelson's got a little bit healthier than he was in the middle of the year.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes, got him. He gave him a chance that they didn't have to rely on him extensively for the offense, and that he has to be ready to play up against somebody like Flagg.
Yeah,
right.
He'll probably get a chance to guard him some. I would say. I don't think they'd be down the whole game. I don't think. They'd probably foul him out in 5 minutes. I would say. But I'm interested in the coaching decision by Alabama defensively against Flagg. What is their strategy? They're going to give him the 30 because Alabama's trying to hit 100. I'll give him the 30 to work on everybody else. But I don't know. That's what makes it so much fun. It's all in Nato's hands and his staff. What did they devise schematically to slow Duke down? They're a good team.
Yeah.
I think Alabama's getting a little quickness on them, though. I think.
So what do you think happens, AP, Jay, and Tom? What do you think happens tonight? Alabama Duke.
Alabama Duke.
I'll go last.
You're not last. I'm saving up another team to talk about.
Yeah. I think if Alabama could have a good plan against Flagg, they've got a chance now. You hit 25 the other night. What can you hit tonight?
Yeah,
10 to 15. Can you do that?
Well, that's kind of what Auburn did against what's his name? Not Golden, the other, the cat Wolf. Yeah,
Dan Wolf.
Yeah, at the end of the first half, Wolf had 20 points, 15, 20 points, and Michigan only had 30. So they were
30 points. Right?
Yeah, somewhere around in there. Yeah, let Cooper get his points, man. I mean, make them defend you, and then, I don't know outside of Grant who's Alabama's big man that can guard Cooper Flagg.
Well, they'll probably put Stevenson on him, probably, or
Debody is he big enough to guard Flagg? Yeah, I don't know. Sorry, I'm not just.
I think it's going to be multiple people. I believe it'll be multiple people. I think, and then who will Flagg guard? Whoever he's guarding, I have to challenge him.
Yeah.
I have to challenge him occasionally. I'm not saying move away from your entire offensive scheme, but if Grant Nelson has the ball down low and he's Flagg's guarding him, I believe they got to challenge him a time or two.
Oh, I would bring Cooper out to see if he can follow Grant out to the 3-point line and let Nelson put the ball on the floor. He'd take him, I think. I don't know.
Right. Yeah. Let's try it. I would definitely try it to draw some fouls.
Yeah.
It's a strategic move. That's all coaching.
And then Duke's got a guy just like Sears and Proctor that can fill it up as well from outside.
Yeah.
Oh, still skirting around the question, who wins tonight, man?
It's funny.
I've got
I'll
Alabama.
take you back.
Go ahead.
When Jay built us up, when Jay was playing on the team, Derek McKee, I saw Alabama lose to Duke in New Jersey. It was a December game years ago. Alabama went ahead, and Duke came from behind to beat them by a few points. But I did say Alabama Duke play many years ago. Yeah.
Awesome.
Now, I'm going to throw this out there, and nobody wants to hear it, but Cooper Flagg is the golden boy right now. It depends on how they blow those whistles. AP, you my witness, brother. Well, I was talking about this, a month before the NCAA tournament started, the way the SEC officiated games, and it didn't rear its head so much like last night and in these rounds right here, but the first two, the 32 or the 64 or the 32, man, it was exactly like we'd been talking about.
Yeah, some strange calls. There's definitely been some. I'm watching the game. I'm thinking, I don't want to mention this. This really gets on my last nerve. Can we stop falling down when there's a light breeze and you drive to the basket and you're expecting a call?
Yeah.
I mean, I am so tired of players driving to the basket, men's and women both.
Yes.
And you just fall down, and you expect a call. I want you going up strong. I want them to have to tackle you, and the referee see it. I don't want you just driving by somebody and falling down and thinking, I got hit when the guy just blew on you or the gal just blew on you hard and you fall down. I can't. That's ridiculous.
Well, are they getting the calls?
They were sleeping on the floor, and they're calling a blocking foul.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was some bad
there was
fouls I saw.
Two baskets that got waved off last night with Auburn.
Yeah.
And there's things they don't call no more. Moving screens, 3 seconds.
Oh my goodness.
Walking is terrible.
Gosh. Yeah,
walking is terrible.
Yes.
I've seen running backs run less than some of these guys when they try to take a shot.
All right. I'm just going. We got to wrap it up. But
Clint's got to tell us who
Alabama's going to get beat by 20. It's going to be Auburn, Tennessee, Florida, Duke.
I don't think that. Yeah, I don't think that. They might get beat, but I don't think by 20.
Yeah.
I don't think they come this far to get whipped.
Well, Tom Jay's mad at me now.
No, I'm not mad at you.
I know you're not.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you.
Get whipped. No. Yeah.
AP, I'm going to leave you with this, and we got to go. But whoever's guarding Auburn, guarding Tahad or Denver from Michigan State, do not taunt. Do not taunt, because you got that kid from Cretan, that the guy that's old enough to be a lawyer. They can't guard me.
Mazzaro?
No. I know that. But I'm talking about that white boy from Cretan. They can't guard me. Well, he scored 3 points the rest of the game. Trey Donaldson had 5 points at 11:09 in the half and made a "you're too little" remark to Tahad, and Trey didn't score another point the rest of the game. AP.
Wait, go ahead. AP, before you leave,
yes.
Since you're in Houston, tell Coach Bobby Champagne that the guys from Applebee's Tailgate Talk said, hey.
Yes.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay. All righty. Hey, and that'll be a football game. Auburn and Michigan State. That'll be a football game.
It will.
And Florida should win that game. They should win that game.
Houston means one day closer to you.
That's right. That's what Larry Gatlin and the Gatlin brothers said.
Hey, when you call me next week, I'll be in San Antonio.
Uh-oh.
Sweet.
Maybe you could make Amarillo by morning.
Make Amarillo by morning.
Yeah, Amarillo by morning.
Hey, hit that river walk.
I hope none of my exes live in Texas.
They do, Jay.
A's for Texas.
Roll Tide, AP.
My. Okay, sure. Hey, look, I had Richard Hendricks on from Athens, Alabama.
You did. Great interview, man. Great interview.
Oh, thank you. Appreciate it. It was all Richard, man. I get out of the way.
Absolutely.
Double, man. Appreciate it. But, all right. Now y'all have a good week and enjoy it. And SEC in the Final Four at least once.
I got it.
Minimum.
I got it on my bracket already, buddy. All four of them.
All right.
Thank you.
Y'all be good, man.
Thank you, AP.
Bye now.
Bye-bye. Our main man, AP Steadham. Time has flown by. I had so much fun. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time to take it out of here.
Oh, and congratulations to Andrew Staggs of Elkmont. He's our athlete of the week.
Sweet.
Good deal.
On behalf of Tojo J. Vassar, the coach Clint Legg, producer extraordinaire Tim Lambert. My name's Tom McClung, old Tom Kent. We ain't got to go home. We got to get our behinds up out of here. All right, we will talk to you next week, and I will actually be here.
Roll Tide.
Woo, War Eagle.
While others have come and gone, the Lion's Den Gym has been roaring as a workout and exercise fixture in Athens, growing from its humble basement beginnings in 1981 to their current 10,000 square foot location at 212 Commercial Drive in Athens. The Lion's Den offers 24/7 access to their ever-expanding equipment collection that includes treadmills and climbers, elliptical trainers, stationary bikes, loose weights and dumbbells, and over 45 different weight machines. Contact the Lion's Den Gym about a membership today at 256-652-2627. Visit them online at lionsdengym.com or on Facebook. The Lions Den Gym, 256-652-2627. When things go wrong, State Farm is here to help life go right. And Agent Michael Howell is the one who can help get things back on track. See Michael for your auto, home, life, health, property, and business insurance, and be ready for those unexpected twists that life throws at you. Ask about banking and annuities, too. Call State Farm Agent Michael Howell at 232-5400. Visit him online at michaelhowell.net or go see him at 903 South Clinton Street in Athens. State Farm Agent Michael Howell. There when things go wrong, here to help life go right. If your place on the water needs some attention, call BP Riverworks. Boathouses, docks, seawalls, and repairs. Call Barron Pugh at 251-200-2273 or Tracer Pugh at 256-206-7097. BP Riverworks. Licensed and insured 251-200-2273 or 256-206-7097. You've been listening to Applebee's Tailgate Talk, live from Applebee's Neighborhood Grill on Highway 72 East in Athens, just off I-65. You can hear the archive of this and other shows online at tailgatetalk.net. Applebee's Tailgate Talk is a production of Play Action Sports on 1080 WKAC.